All right, guys, so for this project, what you're going to do is use one of Pixlr's stock image photos, and then you're going to add your own doodle or drawing on top of it. And you'll see that I have two examples here. So here I have a flower, and then I used the flower as the body to the human and drew just kind of this funny person. And then here I had this circle shape, and I thought, what living creature also could be represented using a circle shape. And so I came up with the pufferfish, and I drew the pufferfish. So in order to get started, you need to click on the link that I have provided, which is right here. And remember that launches Pixlr. And then we always go to Pixlr E. This one has all the options. This one's limited. So I have been getting messages saying I can't find stuff. It's because you're in the wrong one. So please make sure that you launch Pixlr E. And then it's new information. Because we are creating from stock images, we are not going to create a blank new canvas. Instead, we're going to go to stock search. And this is neat. You can narrow down your search by adding a word to it. So I could search for flower, and here's a bunch of different images, okay? This is the one that I ended up using. So maybe I'll click on this one. And it says here, search, stock search. In the search option, type what you would like to search for. So I did a flower. And then it says click once on the image that you would like to use, and a pop-up window occurs. Make sure to use web. So here's web, okay? So I'm going to go back. It defaults to full HD. That's 1920 pixels. It's going to run slower on your computer. So I go down to web, and then I press apply, and that just helps it so it runs smooth and it doesn't get glitchy for you. So now it says, refer to the screenshot to understand the order of your layers. So this project only has 2 layers. Let me go to fit view so you can see it better. So this project only has 2 layers. So as you can see here, I have my background, which is my stock photo. And then on top of it, in a moment, I'm going to create a new layer, and I'm naming it drawing. And that's where I'm adding all of my details. I made 2. If you want your artwork to have more detail, yes, of course, you can have more drawing layers if you would like. So now to create my drawing layer, it's the exact same steps that you guys have been comfortable with. And we're going to create a new layer, and we're going to name it drawing. Oops. So I'm going to come here. I'm going to add a new layer. Oh. And I'm going to rename it drawing. And then it says, using the color picker, select one color you would like to use for your brush. You can use a variety of colors. Go to the paintbrush tool in the toolbar and select the correct brush options. I wanted a hard edge, so that's what I ended up choosing for my brush. I didn't want it to be soft or blurry. Then you begin to create your drawing. This could be a living creature like an alien, octopus, farm animal, etc. It could also be an inanimate object, which is not alive, like a rock, a chair, or a book. Okay, so I come back here, close out, and I want my drawing to pop, so I want to choose a contrasting color. So I'm going to come here, and I'm going to do black. And then this is the paintbrush, right? And then up here, remember, these are the options to change the brush. So softness, I want that to be all the way down to 0, so it's hard. And then this part is difficult to figure out. I'm going to change it to 3 pixels because you're not able to see the size of your brush until you close out. I'm doing Control+ to zoom in, hand on the space bar. I'm making sure I'm on the right layer, which is drawing. And then I can start to draw my image. And so actually Control minus. Oh no. Control minus. So on top of here, do you see how I can start to draw whatever it is that I would like to? And because it's on its own layer, right, I can use the eraser, and I can go and it only erases that drawing layer. Zoom in and out, which I just showed you, turning on and off the eyeball. If you want to see, right, you just click here to turn that on and off. Arrange or move. If for some reason you want to move the layer, you click here, which is the top tool, and that allows you to move it somewhere else, especially if you want to do a duplicate of a layer and move. And then if you made a mistake, right, this is your history over here. You just simply click up in your history, and then you can get back to work and draw what you want. And make sure you're saving your file correctly. So the name of this project is last name SP, which stands for stock photo. It's always a good idea to save your PXD as well as your JPEG. The PXD allows you to go back and make any changes later if you need to. All right, so I'm going to come here and I'm going to do File, Save, and I need to come up here and name it what I want it to be, which is my last name, and it's stock photo SP. I'm going to save first as a PXD, download it, and then close out of that and do it again as a JPEG. Again, I have to rename it SP. It's JPEG. I want to bump this up to 100%, and I want to download that as well. And close. And then you just simply turn in your work.